የመደራጀት የመናገርና የማሰብ ነጻነቶችን ጥሰቶች ብሎም ህገ መንግስታዊ መብቶቻቸውን የመሸራረፍና የመሸራረፎችን ሂደቶች የሁላችንም ስሜት እየከነከነና ህሊናችንን በእጅጉ እየጎዳ ያለ ጉዳይ ለመሆኑ ምንም ማረጋገጫ አያሻውም። ይህ በእንዲህ ሆኖ ሳለ ይህን የመንግስትን በሃይማኖታችን ላይ እያደረገ ያለውን ኢሰብአዊና ኢመንግስታዊ ጣልቃ ገብነት በመቃወም ለምታደርጉት የሰላማዊ ሰልፍ ጥሪ ከፍተኛ የሆነ የወገናዊነትና የወንድማማችነት ልባዊ ድጋፋችንን ልንገልጽላችሁ እንወዳለን። ተክቢር! ምንም እንኳን በቦታ ርቀ ከጎናችሁ ባንገኝም በህሊናችን ግን ካላችሁበት ድረስ ከእናንተ ከወንድሞቻችን ጋርና ከእህቶቻችን ጋር እንደሆን እንድታውቁልንና ሁሌም ከጎናችሁ እንደማንለይ ቃል እየገባን ነው። የእናንተ ጥያቄዎች ሁሉ የእኛም ጥያቄዎች በመሆናቸው የእናንተ ቅሬታዎች እንዲሁ የእኛ ይሆናሉ። ስለሆነም አንደኛ መንግስት በሃይማኖቶች መካከል የሚያደርጋቸውን ጣልቃ ገብነቶች እናወግዛለን። ሁለተኛ የኢትዮጵያ ሙስሊሞች ህገ መንግስታዊ መብቶቻችን ይከበሩ። ሶስተኛ የኢትዮጵያ ሙስሊሞች ንብረት የሆነውን ድርጅታችንን መጅሊስን መንግስት ለሙስሊም ህዝብ ይመልስ። ሙስሊም ሴት እህቶቻችን የሚለብሱትን የመምረጥና የመማር መብቶቻቸው ይከበሩ። ግለሰቦች ሃይማኖቶቻቸው የሚያዟቸውን የመተግበር የዜግነት መብታቸው አይሸራረፉ። ይህንና የመሳሰሉትን በኢትዮጵያውያን ወንድሞቻችንና እህቶቻችን ላይ የደረሱ ያሉትን የመብት ሰለባዎችና ጥሰቶች በአጽንኦት
አሁን ይሰማል። አሁን ይሄ የመጣው ሜሴጅ ኦፍ ሶሊዳሪቲ የሚለው ከጀርመን ነው። አሁን ይሰማል። ኦኬ እና ኖቬምበር 11 2011 የተጻፈው ዲር ኦል ይላል። As you may all be aware, the situation in Ethiopia is becoming more critical to the Ethiopian Muslims. Provocation against the Muslims getting worse day by day. There is a real danger of another chapter down in the history to repeat what has been done during the period of Yohannes and other assays. The Ethiopian government is working with an elected majlis against the will of the Ethiopian Muslims in attempts to sabotage the little effort made by Ethiopian Muslims learning the religion. The conspiracy against the Ethiopian Muslims to abandon their belief and to replace it with the newly imported version of Lebanese-based Ahbash sect destined to fail. Nevertheless, the government's mingling in the internal religious matter is unconstitutional and undemocratic. The infringement of constitutional rights should be stopped and the rights of all the citizens should be respected. Therefore, we, the Foundation of Ethiopian Muslims in Germany, would like to give our support in your demonstration. Although we could not stand with you physically today, we stand with you in solidarity. Best regards, Muhammad Hassan Chairman, Foundation of Ethiopian Muslims in Germany. Takbir.
መልእክት ደግሞ የመጣው ከኔትወርክ ኦፍ ኢትዮጵያን ሙስሊምስ ነው። ከኢሮፕ ነው የመጣው። ስሙም NEME ይባላል። እንግዲህ ኔትወርክ ኦፍ ኢትዮጵያን ሙስሊምስ አሶሲዬሽን። አሰላሙ አለይኩም ወራህመቱላሂ ወበረካቱ። NEME wants to show its support and solidarity for the planned demonstration against the government of Ethiopia for rights abuses of Ethiopian Muslims. Inshallah, the voice of Ethiopian Muslims will be heard. In this challenging time, it is crucial that we hold hand in hand and work to resist the oppressor. Network of Ethiopian Muslims is with you in the struggle to secure the Ethiopian Muslims full right. Jazakumullahu khairan, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you with Jannah for taking this initiative. Nur Hussain, Secretary. Takbir.
Very wisely. President Obama
ከፋፍሎ የማዳከምና የማጥቀቅ እንቅስቃሴ የዛሬ 3 ዓመት አካባቢ ነው የጀመረው። እሱ ምንድነው ያደረገው? በፊት ያስቀመጣቸውን አመራሮች አንስቶ አዲስ ላቀደው ዓላማ የሚሆኑለትን አመራሮች አምጥቶ ነው እንደገና አዲስ ያስቀመጣቸው። እነዚህ አመራሮች የተሰጣቸውን ኃላፊነት ለመወጣት ለ2 ዓመታት ሲዘጋጁ ቆይተው ይህን ሙስሊሙን የመከፋፈልና ቅንጅትና ኢህአዴግ አብሮ እንደማይሰራ ሁሉ ወሃቢና ብለው ምን ማለት እንደሆነ አላውቅም፣ አንድ ላይ አይሰራም ብለው የተለያየ አመለካከት አላቸው ብለው እኔ ማሱኒ ማዋሃቢ እንደሆነ አላውቅም እንደ ሙስሊም እንደዛ ሁሉ የተናገሩበት ሁኔታ አለ።
የኢትዮጵያ መንግስት በሃይማኖት ጣልቃ ገብነቱን ያቁም። የመንግስት አካላት እስላማዊ መመሪያ የሾማቸውን የሃይማኖት መሪዎች አንቀበልም። በሃይማኖት እየሸጡ ነው። የአክሱም ሙስሊሞች የእምነት መብት የእምነት ነጻነት ይከበር። በሰላትና በሂጃብ አንደራደርም። መንግስት ያለ ፍትህ government. Shame. Oh, the Ethiopian government. Shame.
Ethiopian government.
Shame on Ethiopian government.
Did you professional? No. You do not radar.
Ethiopian government. Shame on Ethiopian government. Shame Mallas Zenawi. Recover. የኢትዮጵያኖች ሃይማኖታዊ መብት በእኩልነት ይከበር። የገንዘብ እርዳታ ለሃይማኖት ጥፋት ማራመጃ መጠቀም ይቁም። የኢትዮጵያ መንግስት የሃይማኖት መሪዎችን
الله أكبر الله أكبر
must respect religious rights of Muslim students.
We, the Ethiopian American Muslim community in the Washington metro area, are gravely concerned about the Ethiopian government's ever-increasing suppression and interference in Ethiopian Muslims' internal religious affairs. Our concern lies in the government's unconstitutional restrictions imposed on the peace-loving Ethiopian Muslims through the promotion of the religious sect of its choice. We are calling upon the Ethiopian government to rethink and immediately cease its so-called war on extremism, which is a deliberate pretext to persecute innocent Ethiopian Muslims. We are extremely disturbed by the recent developments in Ethiopia in which the government is undermining the constitution by aggressively involving itself in Muslims' religious affairs. The government has sponsored and invited Lebanese and Syrian nationals who are alien to Ethiopian Muslim religious and cultural ways of life to indoctrinate the Muslim populace with imposed theology. Lately, the violation in cultural ways of life to Lately, the violation of the Ethiopian Muslim religious rights intensified in most public spheres, mainly in government educational institutions where the students and their parents are required to sign documents agreeing not to wear the religiously mandated headscarf or known as hijab, or perform the religiously mandated prayers even though the official stated policy permits them to do so. The ever-increasing suppression of freedom and equal rights in Ethiopia is becoming a grave concern to Ethiopian Muslims. The fight against extremism, something misunderstood by most government officials, is proclaimed with clenched fists in the air. This all reminds us of the dispatch of the very socialist military regime that the current rulers overthrew. It was customary for the military to label those they want to unjustly eliminate as threats to the security of the country. Ethiopian Muslims are being oppressed and have been marginalized for centuries in their own country. In the aftermath of the 1991 revolution, due to the codification of freedom of religion and equal rights for all Ethiopians, Ethiopian Muslims started to look forward to attain their equal rights. This has raised some eyebrows among some people who want to keep the status quo by keeping Muslims marginalized in the country's socio-religious affairs. If the attempts to attain their equal rights guaranteed by the constitution are what the government calls extremism, then Ethiopian Muslims should brace for more repression from the government. The demonization of their religious beliefs, the demonization of their religion leads to Ethiopian Muslims to question whether the government is fair or even includes them as equal citizens of the country. Even though Ethiopian Muslims are subject to the brunt of both overt and covert oppression, including destruction of the religious places, desecration of their sacrilege, unreasonable incarceration and killing, the peace-loving and law-abiding Ethiopian Muslims that the government calls extremists never once advocated violence or tried to undermine the rule of law. They understood that Ethiopia belongs to all Ethiopians, irrespective of their religious faith or ethnicity. Ethiopian Muslims in the diaspora were engaged in playing a bigger role in the democratic activities and economic development of Ethiopia. However, the present actions of repressing the Muslims in Ethiopia has damped the vigor and interest Muslims have to invest their efforts to help the development efforts in Ethiopia. We are deeply disappointed and saddened to see the government's blatant violation the very constitution that it's supposed to uphold and protect. The Ethiopian government clearly undermined Article 11 that calls for the separation of state and religion by actively helping the imposition of a religious sect that favors on Ethiopian Muslims. The constitution states the state shall not interfere in the religious matters and religion shall not interfere in the state affairs. It has also violated Article 27 that guarantees the freedom of religion, belief and opinion. We hereby appeal to the U.S. government to use its leverage in pressuring the Ethiopian regime. 1. To respect the Ethiopian constitution and its international obligations by withdrawing its coercive policy of conversion of its Muslim population. Second, to stop from interfering in the religious affairs of the Muslims by appointing leaders of its choice to lead the Muslims. 3. To be purely secular and be fair and just for all religious groups of Ethiopia without discrimination. 4. To immediately release Muslims detained because of their belief. The State Department has long promoted religious freedom and opposed oppression of religious minorities around the world. We kindly request an opportunity to meet with you to discuss what the State Department can and is willing to do on the issues raised in our letter. We deplore all extremism, religious or political. Justice is the only course of peace. Peace on earth. Sincerely, it is signed by Sadiq Ahmed, who is our spokesperson of the Ethiopian American Muslim Ad Hoc Committee.
تكبير تكبير الله أكبر
تكبير
الله
Uganda despots. Unfortunately, my colleague, the Ethiopian despots, she's at a meeting, which is a shame because I know she would have liked to But I'll pass your information
Shame,
along.
shame, Mala Zenawi. Shame, shame, Mala Zenawi. የኢትዮጵያ መንግስት ህገ መንግስቱን ያክብር ያስከብር የኢትዮጵያ መንግስት በሃይማኖት ጣልቃ ገብነቱን ያቁም። የኢትዮጵያ መንግስት በሃይማኖት ጣልቃ ገብነቱን ያቁም። የመንግስት አካላት የመንግስት سمع الله لمن حمده الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر